it's about the quality of time you spend with children, not the quantity. And people need to remember that, because it's really easy, as a working mum or dad, you go to work at 7 in the morning, you don't get back at 7 o'clock at night, your kids are just going to bed, you're saying good night to them, and you're giving the kids good night, or you're reading a book or whatever. That's really important, because that are the things that they will remember. And if someone offers you help, take it. It's the quality of time you spend with the kids, even if it's every Saturday you go, I don't know if you can feed the ducks anymore.
Stop it.
No?
I'm not joking. Maybe they don't have it up north.
It's a bloody nanny state.
The voices Timothy, Tracy, and Joe on the show. From front of house to chefs on the line, every voice can shape the future each time. Every voice can shape.
We would like to introduce Dawn Lawrence, CEO and founder of HJ UK. The purpose of today's episode is to talk about single parenthood and how you can lead and juggle a company at the same time. So, Dawn, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah. Good subject. Yeah. Relevant subject. So good. Yeah. I'm up for this.
So, Dawn, tell us a little bit about your history, really, before we get to HJ UK. Apparently, your background in hospitality, recruitment, and how you got there.
Oh, God. So if I go back to when I was 16, I left school at 16, didn't stay on at school, didn't go to university, very much from a council estate, had the best time growing up. And we are talking about, 16, so you're talking about 43 years ago now. So it's quite a while back. So things have changed immensely. I ended up going to work at a holiday camp and it's still there, called Potter's Beach Camp, just outside Great Yarmouth, Galston. Started off as a waitress. Within 3 months, I was in the entertainment team. Surprise! And just had a really great time. And but before I went to that holiday camp, I was really quite nervous, quite not secure about myself, lacked confidence. And I wasn't bullied, because I don't think bullying back then was as much as it is now. But I just lacked that confidence. But when I come back from the holiday camp, I thought, I feel quite confident. So I ended up getting a job, started my career with British Gas. And I actually worked in a radio room. It was fantastic. We're going back years now, okay? We're going back 40 plus years. When you used to have a gas escape, you used to ring up a radio and go, "Hi, I've got a gas escape." And they used to go in a room similar to what we're in now. And we also had headphones on. And they used to have like little mics in their little gas vans. And I used to go, "Whiskey 44, Whiskey 44. There's a gas escape on the high street." And Mike O'Shea, because I used to, and who equally had a sexy, lovely, sexy Irish voice, go, "Hey there, Dawn. We're just on our way to the gas escape down in the high street." And I go, "That's fine, Mike. We just go, what's going on? Whiskey 44, Whiskey 44. And I had a great time, brilliant time, really good fun. But obviously technology changed. Out of work. So I ended up working in a British Gas showroom selling central heating. I was really young, 21 years old, blonde hair, thought I knew everything. And I did, because I was bloody brilliant at what I did. And I made sure I was good, because I used to knock on people's doors, sell central heating through British Gas. And there used to be a girl turning up, blonde hair, 21 years old. Instantly, and this will lead the theme, instantly somebody thought, she doesn't know what she's talking about. One, she's a girl. She's 21 years old. What does she know? I knew everything about condensing boilers, flues, everything you could possibly know, because I did not want the objection where people turn around and judge me because I was, one, a woman, two, I was 21 years old. And I just smashed it. And I used to get the biggest sales in, loads and loads and loads of money. It was fantastic. Ended up working the showroom full time, ended up being a regional manager, closed all the showrooms, all gone. So it's what do I do now? So then I ended up working for Dixon Stores Group. And I started in their customer relations department. It was quite funny, actually, because I remember the first day I started, they sat me down in a chair in this organisation, and I sat there for 45 minutes. Nobody. I was in the middle of this customer service, customer relations environment. I sat there. Nobody really talked to me, and I'm thinking, wow, this is just unbelievable. Then the person that I won't name any names come up to me and said, you joined us for the day, what would you like to do? I said, well, I'd like someone to talk to me and just tell me where things are, first of all. And that experience stuck with me. So even when we have new starters in my business, the first thing I do is say, right, well, just let you know, That's a fridge. You can use the milk in there. Tea, coffee, go for it. Bathrooms out there. There's fire alarm. You go here. Just the real basics. Real basics. But I worked in the customer relations department where people used to write and complain about Dixon's Stores Group or Dixon's Currys PC World at the time. And you had to do something like 38 letters a day. I used to do about 12. And I wasn't brilliant at it. Weren't brilliant at all. And then there was a job going in the recruitment team. And they said, we need someone who's got a bit of personality that can talk to people. I went, I could do that. So I started working the recruitment team and loved the job, absolutely loved the job. Had my first daughter, Rosie, then, and then I had my second daughter, Isabel. So then my daughters got to 4 and 8, and I ended up getting divorced for numerous reasons. We won't go into that right now, but for several different reasons. And the interesting thing about it was that I was then a single mum, but I didn't tell anybody in the office. Nobody knew in the office that I got divorced. Well, I separated from my husband. That was in the June. It was 2 days after my daughter's 4th birthday. And no one knew until the September. And in the September, I got a phone call from school because my oldest daughter, Rosie, was really upset at school. And she was, as I say, she was 9 years old. And my boss at the time said to me, "What's the matter with Rosie?" I said, "She's upset." I said, "Why?" I said, "Oh, look, I just got to tell you, I'd split up with my husband 3 or 4 months ago." She went, "Oh my God, why didn't you tell me?" I went, because I didn't want people to judge me, to say the reason why I'm not doing a good job is because of the relationship I was going through or what I wasn't going through. And going through the divorce and the house and everything, it was a tough time. But my boss at the time there, a lady called Anne Miller, amazing woman, said, "How can I help you?" And I said, "I need to get a job where I need to earn more money." So I become a recruitment officer. And then I ended up becoming a recruitment manager and then leading the recruitment team for Dixon Stores Group. Loved the job, brilliant job, 53 people reporting into me, massive budgets, 39,000 employees across the UK and in Europe. Thoroughly enjoyed the job. And so it was a really, really great journey. But when I had to, because I split up with my husband, I had to take the kids to school. And the problem we had that many years ago, sort of 35 years ago, there was no flexible work in them. You had to be into work at 20 to 9 and you left at 10 past 5. But they didn't have breakfast clubs in either. So it's like, I'm a bit screwed here. So I went to see my group HR director and I sort of said, "Look, for me, it was really important to get my kids to school because once they were at school, I knew they were okay. Picking them up, they had after school clubs and I had my dad then. And sadly, my mum had passed away when she was just 61, which is like 2 years away from where I'm going to be. And which is quite frightening. But I needed to take them to school and my ex-partner it was a bit difficult. So he said, "You got 26 weeks notice," because I had quite a senior position at Dixon. And he goes, "How can I help you?" I said, "I'll make you redundant." He went, "Okay, I'll make you redundant." So he's still a great friend of mine, a chap called Ben Gugum. And he really supported me during that period of time. And I was put on garden leave. And I set up a recruitment agency. And one of the drivers of why I think it worked so well was my drivers were my kids, because I was a single mum. Ex-husband didn't really pay me much money. And but I wanted to stay in the house. Although I'd split up with him, I didn't want the kids to be affected. So I thought, okay, right, we'll roll with this. And so I set up a recruitment agency offering temp and permanent recruitment. But the drivers of my business were my children because I had to keep a roof over their head. But the great thing about it is I was able to take them to school every day. And that, once I dumped them to school, I always used to be the last person at school, dumping the kids off, going into work. But it gave me peace of mind as a parent that I knew they were in a safe environment. And then obviously they had after school clubs. But the great thing about working for yourself is that flexibility. You don't ever switch off. I don't ever switch off now. I'm still thinking about work at 10 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't ever sleep much. I don't think I've ever slept much really. But it was really, really tough. And, at times with recruitment, I've been in every aspect of recruitment and it's been really, really tough. And when I set my initially recruitment company up, it was in retail. And then I went into hospitality because I could see there was a comparison. There was definitely a synergy between them. It's all customer service focus. And actually hospitality is so much more fun. It's great fun, in whatever environment you work in, it's just good fun and people just want to serve people and make sure they have a really, really good time. And so the agency was doing great, but it was tough getting people to pay me. So one of the biggest thing I did was changed it. So rather than me chase invoices, I set up this accounts department that wasn't an accounts department. So people started getting invoices from accounts at, and then I used to ring up and say, oh, the accounts team has been, they've been on my back. You can pay this. And it was so much easier rather than me going, oh, hi, can I have the money that you owed me? Because the money you owed me because I found somebody for you for the job. Going back to my dear friend Miller, she worked for the post office, and she actually at that time got me a big contract with the post office. Really, really helped me massively. So that was really good. But then things changed, and I ended up going more into retail and hospitality. And at times, as a single mum, although they were a key driver, I had those times, those dark times where I'm thinking, what the bloody hell am I doing? Should I go and work for another company? What is important to me? And what was important to me was, and I always say this to any mum out there or any dad out there, it's not the quantity of time you spend with your children, it's the quality of time. So I know that if I was at home more often, I might have put my kids in front of a TV. But what I did, it's about making sure that when I was with them, it was more about the quality of time with them. I don't know, I'm getting a bit emotional actually. It's really, really weird. But anyway, so at times we struggled, we used to play this game when I was really potless, and it was times when I was waiting for people to pay me. Yeah, they were going to pay me £3,000, but they didn't pay me sometimes. And this is why it's really important to play your suppliers. And so I remember one day I went to the shops, the kids, and they were, I think at the time they were like 9 and 14 or so, 9 and 13. And I said, all right, kids, we've got 10 quid. So I'm going to give you £3.33 each. And out of that, we've got to get a dinner each, and then make sure it's a really good dinner. So I made it into more of a game, and who had the best dinner. Isabel the youngest, always used to get the same thing: pasta, cheese and broccoli. Rosie always used to get mince and pasta. We ate a lot of pasta, and but it was good times. I wouldn't change the times at all. And interestingly, as a single mum, when you and I'm not going to go on about this, being a single mum does make you quite tough. But I had a great support infrastructure. I didn't initially because I didn't want to ask anybody for help, because I could do it on my own. I don't need help, because I felt that it was a failure if I asked for help. The minute I asked for help, my whole life got so much easier. So that was when I had the recruitment company.
It's an interesting thing because one of my business partners was a single mum, and I must profess that, and we've talked about it, so she knows this is not news to her. Sometimes when she would say, I've got to go because I've got to deal with something with the kids, or I'm unable to come to something because of the kids, I was like,
I get that.
Right? No, I was not every time. Not every time. In the beginning, I was very kind of like, and I would be sometimes quite judgmental about. It's an excuse, not every time, but like so I said, and then because of various things that happened in my life, I ended up living with somebody who's a single mum, and honestly, the amount of pressure, the multitasking, all the things you have to do. You have to do a full-time job looking after kids. So she's got 2 girls as well. 2 kids, doing a job, paying the bills, coming home, cooking them. If you can't pick them up from school, trying to work out who's going to pick them up from school. And come the weekend, it's just clearing the house up and just chasing around the kids again. And coupled with that, there was like you've said earlier, like I don't want people to know because of how they're going to judge me. So not only have you got this kind of huge pressure of doing everything right, you also get, and I find it particularly with women actually, there's a strong perception of how women think they're being perceived much more than in men, and there is a society element to that as well. Is I'm going to be judged for being a poor mum. I'm going to be judged for not doing my job properly. My bosses will judge me because I won't do my job properly. Other mums will judge me because I'm not being a good mum. Right? No idea what the others are going through. Probably all the same. Or they've got wealthy partners, which means they don't have to work or whatever. Right? So there's this whole massive pressure. And I have to say, when I saw it firsthand, I phoned up my old business partner and I apologized to her for ever judging her. Right? But again, when my friend asked for help, it opened up.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people that are just struggling
Yeah.
and putting on pressures and creating pressures, extra pressures of what they think other people are saying, when all they need to do is go and ask.
It's hard for a woman or a man to ask for help. But for me, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Correct.
I love it now. I always tell them when I ask cheeky ask, and I say it's a cheeky ask. I love people that are really honest, and I love people with opinions, because that challenges my opinion, because I don't always think my opinion's right. But what it does challenge is actually, is my opinion right? And if it is right, it reassures me.
Yeah.
And if it isn't right, then I can think of things in a different way. So there is a lot of strong women out there, and there's a lot of successful women, business women out there. When I used to go, we're talking about 15 years ago, I used to go to the UK hospitality Christmas lunch, and there used to be 1,200 people there, and there used to be about 100 women. Now you go there, there's 1,200 people there, and there's probably 400 women. It's changed immensely. I'm uber proud of what I did with my kids. Both my kids didn't go to university, but both are very successful in their businesses. And actually, they both work in hospitality.
Yeah.
One of them works for David Lloyd, the other one works for Champneys. So it's quite unusual. They both were in the hospitality. Both of them started work the day after they were 16 years old. And they both went to work, and they both saw me working. So their work ethics are amazing. And I know that's because of me, but I had to work to keep the roof over my head. And it's, and it's really, really, it is tough, but you just get over it. And this is why I never used to tell people that I was a single mum with 2 kids. Never. I used to say, I'm Dawn, and that was it. And this is what I do. And, but it is hard, because it's not, you covered virtually everything, but what you don't cover is when they've got a sports day at school, they've got a Christmas play, you've got to do their homework, and then they get into teenage years. Bloody hell, that's just like, So you're also picking them up at 2:00 in the morning if they're sort of 17 years old. And I've got 2 very different children, but both of them are amazing. Uber proud of them. And I remember I took them. I used to. And, it goes back to, I said to you a second ago, Joe, and it's about the quality of time you spend with children, not the quantity. And people need to remember that, because it's really easy, as a working mum or dad, you go to work at 7 a.m, you don't get back at 7:00 at night. Your kids are just going to bed, you're saying good night to them, and you're giving the kids good night, or you're reading a book or whatever. That's really important, because that are the things that they will remember. And that's the thing that I always used to take the kids to theatre when they were younger, and I always used to make sure, no matter what happened, that we had the best seats we could possibly afford, which always used to be on the bottom. What's it called? The bottom ones, the stalls. That's it. Yeah. Always used to be in the stalls, and I didn't think anything of it until around about 4 years ago. We still go to the theatre. I still see my girls all the time. Went to the theatre, and the girls bought it for me for Christmas. And we was having a conversation beforehand, and they turned around and said, "Mum, we're so proud of you." And I said, "Why is that?" And they said, "Because we didn't realise actually how expensive these tickets are in the stores. And you used to always get a stores tickets." And they got emotional about it. We all got emotional, because we've got an emotional family anyway. And I said, I just wanted the best I could possibly can. But the fact that they remember that. So it's about those quality times that you spend with them. And don't, it doesn't have to cost money either. There's things that we used to do, which, they remember about us. I'm absolutely, I work in hospitality. I'm not a great cook. I'm not even going to say chef, great cook. I can't even really bake. So I used to go to Tesco's and buy those little cakes you got. And we used to go, little cakes, and you could put icing on top and stuff like that. So I never used to make the cakes, because I was awful at it. But they're the things that they remember. We used to go and buy these 99p cakes, where you had like 12 cakes and put the icing on top, which were blue, green, and sparkly stuff. That's the stuff they remember. So, and we always went on holiday as well. Always went on holiday. No matter what happened, I always took them away. So but I've got over that now. I'm happily married now, second time round. So much better. Just putting it out there.
Just in case he's listening.
Just in case he's listening.
In case both of them are listening.
So, yeah.
What advice? So let's say we've got a single mom. I'm sure we've got quite a few listening.
Yeah. And dads.
Of course, single parents. That's fair. That's fair. Single parents. What's the number one advice you would give to them if they're going like, oh, how do I even deal with this, let's say, new narrative of looking after these kids on my own and supporting them? Is there a kind of a number one?
I don't know. I can only go by my experiences, okay, and what's worked for me. So I'm not, I'm not a professional coach or anything like this. One is, don't be afraid to ask for help, and even if it's just picking the kids up from school, and if someone offers you help, take it. Because I didn't used to take it, but now I do take it. Even now, someone said to me, "Can I do that for you, Dawn?" Because if someone's asking, they want to do it. They're not doing it out of pity, or they want to do it because they want to help you, or they feel, whether it's for their own self glorification or whatever it is. I always say, to someone, "Yeah, you can do it," crack on, sort of thing. But I think, so don't be afraid to ask for help. Remember, it's quality over quantity. I can't express that enough. It's the quality of time you spend with the kids, even if it's, every Saturday you go, I don't know if you can feed the ducks anymore. I don't know if that's a thing you can do.
Oh, they're all gluten-free now.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I went to the park and they have, they've got, you can't feed ducks bread, but they've got their own.
Stop it.
No,
I was
you
kidding.
can feed the ducks.
No,
you can feed the ducks this thing that councils provides now.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No.
I'm not joking. Maybe they don't have it up north.
It's a bloody nanny state. Absolutely nanny state.
There's no additives or preservatives in this one, and there's sugar-free.
It's changed so bloody much, hasn't it?
Nuts.
So I just think it's so first of all, it's ask for help. Secondly, it's quality over quantity.
Okay.
But also, you need to let the people that you work with know what you're going through. Not even if it's good times or bad times. You need to let people know that actually, I am a single mum with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Or a single dad with 2 kids, or 1 kid, or whatever it is. Or even if you're not the main, you're the main carer. So if you're dad and you split up with your wife, and she's got the kids, but you have to pick them up 1 day a week. People know, especially in today's society, how flexible working is. I wish I had this flexibility, because I'm not sure if I'd have set up my recruitment company if I had this flexibility years ago.
Interesting.
Because I don't think I would have done it, but it's the best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. I've had some crap times and it's been tough, and financially it's been tough, but I'm at the best place I have ever been now. Especially, life is, and it sounds cheesy, life is so good. I'm just so incredibly happy with life, people around me, the people I work with, doing this. It's lovely.
What is HJ UK for anyone that doesn't know?
So HJ UK stands for Hospitality Jobs UK. We're an online advertising job board, pretty much like Indeed and Reed, but we're specifically for the hospitality sector. So anything hospitality umbrella, my hospitality umbrella, it's anybody that serves a drink over a counter. So it's pubs, bars, restaurants, hotels, we all know. And it's care, retail, leisure, entertainment, suppliers, anything that supports the hospitality sector, but also serves customers with a drink. It doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink. It just be water if it needs to be water.
So, Dawn, you're taking HJ UK to new heights even now, right? You've just done the HJ UK annual conference.
Yep.
And you guys are blowing up. So what's next?
I'm so excited about HJ UK. So we start off the year, and every January we start off with the UK's largest salary survey in hospitality, which we use and everybody can use throughout the whole year. Then we smash our conference. This year we did it at the Ned. The guys at the Ned, Chris and James, big shout out to them. They totally hosted us amazingly. Drinks on the terrace. You've got St Paul's in one direction. You've got the Sky Gardens another, and in front of you you've got the Shard. Hello. But the content was amazing, and actually our speakers were wonderful, really good. Just really, and it's what I try and do at the conference is I try and everybody, my whole agenda with the conference or anything we do is I want people to go there and think, God, I didn't know that, and take away something they didn't know about.
Yeah.
And if we've done that, we're successful. This year I had a panel actually on men on my last year I had a panel and we talked about the menopause, we talked about being a single mum, talked about being gay. It was actually the audience, make sure you've got things in place just in case this happens in your company. So this year I had a wellbeing panel, spoke with men. I had a guy that had a stroke, I had a guy that was on the spectrum of autism, I had a guy that had been looking for a job for 11 months and he talking about his mental health and well-being. Brilliant panel. And I feel that I know one of the things I feel that is that there's a lot of things about women in the industry, but actually we need to think about men as well. Well-being at the moment is massive. Men don't talk. Women talk. You give a woman a cup of tea and a bit of cake.
Dawn, we talk. We talk.
Sorry, yeah, that was a stupid thing. Talking hospitality, yeah. Yeah, you do talk. Yeah.
Set me up. I couldn't dodge.
Yeah, you had to. And talking hospitality. So I know you guys talk, but there's some men that don't.
Yeah.
And so what's exciting for HA UK? Let's go for HA UK. So Hospitality Jobs UK obviously is an online advertising job board for the hospitality sector. So if I give you a really quick 1 minute thing about me, it's not all about me, but as I'm on the mic.
So it is then, isn't it? It is.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. It's all about me. So what do I do? So I'm the founder and CEO of Hospitality Jobs UK, founder and CEO of HUE, which is Hospitality Universities United. That's connecting university students with the hospitality sector. Founder of Hospitality Forces, which is basically connecting people that leave the forces, around about 18,000 every year that leave the forces. They could have been there 1 day or 40 years. But when I went into the forces and spoke to the guys at their career transition program, only 0.08% went into hospitality. Why? Because when I went into their intranet set, they didn't even mention hospitality. The intranet site, hit training, hospitality rewards. Hospitality rewards, actually, we just done a great thing with these guys. Dan, yeah. So anybody that advertises on Hospitality Jobs UK gets a free hospitality rewards package for every single employee. That's hot off the table now. That's hot. Is that hot off the table? But that's hot off something.
Press.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. You heard it here first, folks.
They did actually, yeah. So that's really an initiative because it's all about retention as well as HA UK is about attracting people. So we have lots of partners. So the next thing lined up for us, I've just launched the HA UK Breakfast Club, which is getting basically sectors together specific for networking, but also giving them bites of industry knowledge, what's happening, for example, recently talking about the budget, also talking about maybe some legalities, talking about ATSs, talking about hospitality, get you guys involved as well, which would be amazing. Just making people aware of what's out there, because everybody can't be aware of everything. So the HA UK Breakfast Club, we have 4 of them a year.
Dawn, it's been wonderful to have you on. Thank you so much for being
worries.
great.
I hope I've been okay.
Yeah, you've been a great guest. You've shared a lot, and we wish HJ UK the best of success. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Joe.
Awesome.
A huge thank you to our brand partners, Graphic Kitchen, for their continued support of Talking Hospitality. Graphic Kitchen bring creative storytelling to life, helping hospitality brands stand out.
Talking hospitality, the voices you